in and we'll fix this camera a bit. And there you go. So hello, Louise.
Hi.
You have to speak louder.
Hello.
You need
Hi,
to speak
Louise.
prouder. You need to
Hi,
speak
Jeff.
prouder. I'll move slightly out of the way. Jeff, can you hear Louise all right?
I can hear Louise, but I can only see just the part of it. There you go. That's better.
Yeah, that's your phone. Turn your phone the other way.
There you go.
That's better. And I should always tell you to turn your phone the other way because then we can see you widescreen and it fills the screen and you can see us. Is what you can. Anyway, Louise, who are you? What you do? Why do you do it?
So I am Louise. I am the owner of HWI Solutions. We are a care and nursing agency in the Northeast. Want to go nationwide, but predominantly in the Northeast at the moment. I've worked in healthcare for over 25 years, doing a wide range of different roles. And my passion is that I care. And I want to make sure that my staff deliver the highest standard going into a care home when a care home needs that shortfall filled. We have we're a little bit different as a care nursing agency because we have a clinical lead in post.
What does that mean? Sorry, what's a clinical lead?
So we have another Louise who is our clinical lead. So what she does is she does all of our clinical training that we provide to care homes, but we also she can do health and safety. She's a health and safety trainer, so that can be delivered to any business. Louise's main role is doing competencies, clinical training, and mandatory training to our staff. So if there's a care home that has a medication error, it'll go to Louise and she will do reflective practice on the team. She will look if there's any training needed. She will work closely with the care homes to reduce medication errors or any clinical issues that we have. She is a registered nurse as well, so her background is high dependency unit. So she's a very, very, very great nurse to have as my clinical lead. So any clinical issues, Louise deals with all of them. And yeah, I started HWI because I wanted to be a little bit of a difference. Because I've done the roles of in a care home, so I've been a registered manager before, been a regional manager, I've done senior work, I've done care work. So for me, it's about making sure that we still follow the CQC guidance for each care home that they have to follow, and we adopt that when we're doing recruitment for our staff.
Brilliant. And why did you want to get involved with ABC?
Because of the inclusion part of it, we have a very diverse staff base, and I think it's really, really good. Some of our staff are coming to the awards with us this year.
Oh, brilliant.
So,
and what did you think about it last year?
We loved the awards last year.
Why? What did you love?
Just so much fun. Really, really fun. Really good night. Food was amazing. Atmosphere was great. And yeah, it was just a really, really, really good night.
Brilliant. Thank you for that and saying that. Talking about inclusion, right? And talking about culture and perception and things like that. Now, care homes. Jeff, I don't know. What's your perception of a care home?
I mean, I think my perception has evolved. I think it was just somewhere that the elderly would go to or be sent to when they had no one at home to look after them. Effectively, I think being from our culture, it wasn't something that was that important to us because we have that extended family thing where we're effectively looking after the the parents or the elders, because they're part of the extended family situation. But I feel that more so today, I think that is changing a bit, isn't it? Because there is more people from the Asian subcontinent that are using care homes than what they would have done traditionally.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And you know, the level and depth of uh, service and support for a care home is brilliant now. But you know, as anyone who's listening who's got a care home can understand one of the biggest issues and challenges. And actually, Jeff, we talk about this generally, right? Staffing. Now, you as one of the leading global entrepreneurs and restaurateurs with some of the best restaurants in the world, understand the importance of staff and understand the importance of finding the right staff. And it's not necessarily how skilled they are, but it's their attitude, it's their aptitude, it's their, do they turn up at work with this ambition and hunger and drive to help and genuinely want to help, or are they just, oh my gosh, it's 1 minute to and I better get there, and oh, it's 1 minute to and I better start putting my jacket on, that type of attitude. You understand that, don't you?
Awesome. But am I in care homes? Are you looking for something a lot more than that? Those are the fundamental basics that you would expect from any employee. But I think what's the most amazing trait that those that care for others have is that empathy. And I think that's not in today's society, unfortunately, that doesn't come naturally because people are just so self-centered. So how would you, I would ask the question, Louise, how do you recruit and how do you find people that are empathetic, or are you able to have a training program that gives them that mindset?
So we do, yeah. So when we recruit,
sorry, you have to speak up.
Sorry. When we recruit, we do have standards and processes that we follow to ensure that the staff are the right people. And for me, you're right in what you're saying. You have to be empathetic, but you also have to care. And for me, if you don't care, you're in the wrong business, because you are looking after elderly people, and you do have to have something about you, because we will not take anybody on that hasn't had 6 months UK care experience, because we can't just send anybody into a care home. So you have to evidence to us that you have worked, and we reference people going back to ensure that what they're saying on their application is. But then also we do, with Louise doing our training, if there's anybody that she's not sure about, we'll also monitor. We also have supervisions. We also work really, really close with the care homes, that if they're saying to us, this person's not a good fit, we dig deep a little bit further as to why. We don't just go, well, I'm sorry, that's who you've got and that's the way it is, because it's not about that. It's about that care home has individuals who need people that, one, care, that are two, have got empathy, and are three, hardworking, because you've got 40, 50 residents that will all have different needs. But you have to put all them hats on to make sure that you're the right person that is helping that team, because it's very much team driven. It isn't about individuals, it's about a team, because there might be 6 or 7 carers on shift with a senior, with a nurse. They've all got to work very closely for 12 hours. And if you've got one person that's not pulling their weight, it's a hard shift.
So Louise, sorry, just one last question then. So in a care home, is it an expect? Because I don't know anything about the business, but do you have qualified nurses that are there to look after and care for the people in the care homes?
Yes. So we supply, currently at the moment, we supply health pairs, seniors, nurses, registered nurses to care homes. So you'll have a residential care home and you'll have a nursing care home, which is, one is nurse led, one isn't. So a senior and a carer can work in a residential nursing home, but if it's a nursing home, then you need to have a registered nurse on shift. My idea for the next phase of HWI, and we did touch a little bit on it at the beginning, is that we're going to recruit for every entity at a care home. So you're going to have kitchen assistants that we're going to apply. You're going to have chefs that we apply. You're going to have maintenance guys, registered managers, admin assistants. So, entertainment staff, everything that is needed in a care home, HWI is going to offer that service to care homes going forward in the next quarter.
It's exciting. And coming back to your point, Jack, recognizing how much it is, right, per week for someone to care for someone that's really, really special to you, family member, normally a parent or a grandparent. But equally, you want to make sure that the staff that they have, and yes, every single care home uses temporary staff because it's really hard to maintain staffing, right? So part of their business model is to utilize temporary staff. And the one thing that I've noted and realized, and actually first-hand experience, is you want that temporary staff to follow, particular approach, and it needs to be, you need to ensure that they're caring, that they're competent, and they're compassionate. And the one thing that I've seen, both from a front-facing perspective, but behind the scenes, is these values drive what HWI is all about. And actually, as a care home, and I'm not suggesting anyone should be changing their business model, but as a care home, you might want to just think through, you know what, it's far better and easier for me to use HWI than manage this all myself, because it's really, really hard managing people and staff and everything else, and ensuring that they're skilled up to a certain level, that they're supervised, that they get all of the support that the staff need as well, and they are consistently and constantly delivering care that people A, should expect, B, demand, but actually should have in any way. That's what you really want. And the opportunity for a care home provider to simply say, okay, I'm going to give that to HWI, and they're going to look after every element, including now, cleaning staff, hospitality staff, chefs, like pretty much everything. It makes it far easier to manage and maintain that consistent level of service. But yeah, I mean, care homes, they're growing. I was going to say, sadly, we're living longer. Obviously, that's not it's just, it's sadly, we're living longer with additional needs. That's the sad aspect of it. And until we get these wonder pills, actually, as a culture, as a community, it's almost are we able to provide for those people in our homes as much as somebody could if they were 24/7 there, right? Because everyone's got demanding lives, everyone's got whatever. And I'm not suggesting for 1 second that people should be shipping out their parents and grandparents. Absolutely not. It's in the 10 Commandments. You should be honoring your parents, as we talked about. But are you honoring them effectively is one thing. And if I think about our own personal experiences, my father-in-law sadly just had too many clinical needs to be able to stay at home. He couldn't, right? He couldn't get the same clinical care. So respecting that. Anyway, we're coming up to the end of the show. Louise, thank you ever so much for coming on and equally supporting the not-for-profit social enterprise ABC. We're super excited for next week, and we'll all have croaky voices from all of the jeering, cheering next week. Next Friday, we'll talk all about the winners. Please check out the website and please do follow HWI and understand what they can do for your care homes, and not just your care homes, for anyone who needs care, because they're going to be providing domiciliary care. That's care at home, where you can maintain that same level of compassion, but you need some support. They're going to do that. You've been listening to Amar and
Jeff.
live on our weekly show.
On
Louise,
the hour,
anything you'd like to
every
say?
hour. From